Hello and welcome to the next pod in the Autonomic Mind podcast. Now, I have a particularly fascinating, I believe, for me anyway, topic to discuss with you, and it's called bibliotherapy. I believe bibliotherapy has what got me through many of my dark days when I was stuck in the middle of burnout, when I had no strategy in place for my career, no real life plan. My life was about going to work, being unhappy, coming home, and trying to get the energy together to do something else before I had to go back, drag my little sad sack back to work. Books, bibliotherapy. Now, let me give you a little definition. I've got it right here. So, bibliotherapy is when you use books as a supportive guide in your life. So, when you are, and I don't mean a particular book such as like a Bible. It is for any books. It's like a therapeutic approach to using books and all sorts of literature alongside with, I'm not saying use this in the place of EAP or a formalized support service, but it is when you use literature and books to support yourself and your mental health. Have you ever read a book that has totally transformed your outlook on life? Or is there a book that you return to and reread time and time again because it gives you a comfort and a strength? If you're answering yes to any of these questions, then you have already been taking advantage of bibliotherapy without even realizing that there is a name for it. So, bibliotherapy is the use of books and stories as a healing modality. In other words, you're tapping into the joy of reading as a form of self-care. So each night or each morning or whenever that you sit down and read, you're engaging in a self-care practice, perhaps without even knowing it. Or if you don't do it, perhaps this is something you can consider. Reading comes along with its own host of physical and mental benefits. Researchers found it gives us a longer lifespan, we sleep better. The specific aim of bibliotherapy is to use literature for the readers to help cope and improve their everyday life. It is I want to prescribe to all of you a daily dose of reading because it is going to help strengthen your mental health and well-being. The general practice of just reading for leisure or as a form of therapy, if we look back in history, it goes back to, I think, like ancient Egypt, I remember from my reading. And I don't know why it's not prescribed for more of us. In all my research, I hear often about doctors prescribing time outdoors, which I like to do, say to my members all the time, go outside once a day during your breaks. Now, from this day forward, bibliotherapy is going to be included within my membership, and I'm going to prescribe it as people have been doing for hundreds of years. Books can help reduce, I believe, researchers found, and I believe it, as from my experience, depression, grief, trauma. Through all of the stories that we read, readers and then can self-reflect on problems they have in their life and empathize with characters and what they're doing and what they're going through in the stories. It truly makes you feel less alone. What I love is, I read books across every every and anything. And sometimes I do this thing, I call it a potluck, where I just go, and there's the returns desk I go to libraries. I'm not good with like clutter and junk, so I don't keep that many books. Obviously, I have my VIPs, primarily my Harry Potters, because the stories within Harry Potter, I was brought up with no faith. No formal faith that is organized religion is a better one. As such, the lessons I have found within Harry Potter have given me 110% far better morals than I would have received elsewhere, in my opinion. And I also have learnt, if we're looking at morals, it's not books, but it's, from St Kilda. We have a rough football club. We have lost forever and a day, but that's taught me about sticking with something, perseverance and hope. So if you are like me and do not follow any formalized or organized religion, what you may be looking for and what will help you, as it does for me, is you find your guidance in other books. Bibliotherapy, as you read widely and you find something that speaks directly to your soul, it will provide you with information, support, and guidance. It is a way of facilitating the healing process and helping you meet whatever therapeutic goals. If you want to relax, reading can help you do that. If you want to learn, reading can help you do that. If you want to feel inspired, reading can help you do that. As I've mentioned, I want this to be in addition to formalize support if you require it, but it is a huge part and should be a regular prescription. I actually have set a timer. It means so much to me, reading, that I have an alarm in my phone, and I read for 15 minutes every day. Sometimes fiction, sometimes non-fiction. It's whatever my brain is calling for. I go to a library and I get a mix of fiction, non-fiction, and then each night when the timer goes off and it's reading time, I see what I'm feeling like, what pill, if you will, that I need that night. Now, I have also joined a book club, and I found that has just been an amazing support. So I find myself with other regular readers, and we talk about things that are in the books and how they make us feel and what it means to us and what we think. And this is another community. So when something is important to you or something you want to work on, finding these sort of communities and really can be incredibly beneficial. Like I'm in a business group and I'm around other women building businesses, incredibly important. For my membership, it's nurses that are all looking to enjoy and make their everyday work life easier. It's amazing that we're all together. In my book club, we all come together and we talk about books and how that makes us feel. It speaks to a side of us, this deep side of us, which in itself is a form of therapy and self-care because we feel seen and acknowledged. If this sounds like a good fit for you, I strongly recommend you setting aside regular time to read. Even start reading widely. You may think, I don't think I'd like that book, but give it a try, see if it speaks to you. You could ask if you want to go to a library or into a bookstore. You can also ask for recommendations from the people that work there. They are going to know, far, more than you if you're here at the start of your bibliotherapy journey. I think that's all I've got. I mean, I have so many notes here. The research is so clear. Systemic reviews time and time again found that bibliotherapy can help. So there was bibliotherapy is a very effective long-term treatment in mild depression. There has also been found as a useful intervention for mood disorders, self-esteem issues, body image issues. In terms of bibliotherapy for helping with anxiety, it's been found to be effective in helping this, particularly with children, but obviously in adults too, for anxiety, aggression, unsocial behaviors, stress. In general, all studies find time and time again that reading finds an increase in overall quality of life. So, as I've mentioned, how to get started is just to start, set aside, even if you want to start at 5, build up. Audiobooks are great. It's essentially just getting you in stories and learning new concepts, hearing ideas, and then you can relate them to yourselves and your experiences and then building upon there. Within the Autonomic Academy, I have a whole workshop on storytelling and the importance and how we can use that for our patients. Stories help connect. So if you want to help connect with yourself and feel better in the everyday, learn new things, new ideas, bibliotherapy is the jam. It is the best thing. There is nothing more important to me than reading. I would give up Netflix, Stan, TV, Amazon, my DVDs. I don't have them anymore. But you know what I mean? I would give all that up rather than lose books. Books are very important to me, and I know I'm not alone. So I would love to hear what you're reading. Show me your stacks, your current reading stacks. If you're a reader, show me the first book you've picked up in years if you're not a reader and this has inspired you to help. My daily prescription I'm giving to you for 5 minutes minimum a day. I'd love to see you, what book you're reading, how you're implementing it. And if you don't have 5 minutes for something which all this evidence has proven to us helps, I want you to consider why. And I implore you to gift yourself this minimum 5, up to however many you want in a day, to truly help yourself and then in turn help others. All right, that's all I've got for today. Keep enjoying your breaks, keep enjoying your life. Love having you here. Love your work. Get reading.